Reading from Esther 4:14. If you keep quiet at a time like this, deliverance and relief for the Jews will arise from some other place, but you and your relatives will die. Who knows if perhaps you were made queen for just such a time as this? For such a time as this, like now, like today, like right now? For me, such a time as this started a few short weeks ago when I was with an NCC team in Nairobi, Kenya. It was my first time in Africa, something I will never, ever forget. We served, we smiled, we laughed, we cried, we hugged, and then we laughed and smiled and cried and hugged some more. It was a time. One of the highlights for me was the opportunity to share a devotion with the Missions of Hope Area 2 school staff. I had put down a few thoughts ahead of time, but I didn't get far before we arrived in Nairobi. What could I say that would be beneficial and meaningful? What could I share that they were able to apply in their lives so very different from my own? I wasn't stressed, but one morning after breakfast, I knew I had to get serious. I went to my room and sat down, and God poured into me, beginning with a song and then a story about a candle. And the staff were given a candle that day, and God made it all fit together. He kind of does that, doesn't he? So here's the story. I am picturing in my mind a very dark room. And in that room is sadness, gloom, despair, suffering, no joy, no hope. I can't see a thing. I can't hear anything. I can't find anyone. I'm by myself. I can't talk to anyone. There is no one to talk to me. I have nothing. But then someone comes into the room. I can hear him. I can feel his presence, but I can't see him. He says nothing to me. I then hear the flick of a match. I see a flame. There is a candle there. The match lights the candle, and in a blink, in a flash, in a quick second, the room is filled with light. I look around, and there this man is. He's right next to me, and yet he's all around me. I can feel his love pouring into my heart, soul, and mind. I know exactly who he is, and I know I must know him more. I know I have to stay right here with him. Now that the room is filled with light, I see him very clearly. I have no doubt of his identity. And do you know who he is? Jesus. Yes, he is my Lord, and his presence has removed everything that was wrong in that darkened room. His presence has filled it with joy, peace, love, and blessings. So I shared with the staff how a candle brings light in a room. Even more so, our Savior brings light into our lives. For such a time as this, I was given an opportunity a bit somewhat like Queen Esther. The serious or the gravity of the activity makes no matter. It matters that you accept and take on the responsibility. It matters that you do something of value. It matters that you obey. I was given the opportunity to go to Kenya. Actually, I shared my desire, even calling with my husband, who generously supported me with all his heart for such a time as this. I was then given the opportunity to share the devotion, which made my heart sing for sure, for such a time as this. I was able to share these words with the Kenyan staff. Be encouraged, be inspired, be blessed. We will leave this place better for being here. We will leave this place better from having worked alongside you. We will leave this place better knowing you are all here in Kenya doing the work of the Father for such a time as this. Now I'm back home, family, work, serving, for such a time as this. So what time is it now? Time to make sure who I saw in that dark room of my story is real in my life, each and every day. Is he real in your life? Yes, for such a time as this.